Men of the Arena Army, we salute you. Thanks for joining us on team meeting number 5 entitled Guardrails. Guys, I got to tell you, this is a favorite meeting among our men. With my original 15 guys, when they diagnosed the 90 meetings we went through, this was number 1 out of the first 90 meetings we covered. You're going to enjoy this as we dive into the 10 marriage-saving guardrails that you can implement to ensure a long and wonderful marriage. Guys, I'm standing here at the edge of a riverbank in a beautiful waterfall in Western Oregon, and if I just take one step backwards, I'm in the water. I'm in a lot of trouble. I've got a backpack on. I can't negotiate. I can't navigate very well. It's really important that when you're out in the wilderness that you stay on the trail, and even more so when you're driving down the highway, that you are staying within the limits of the road. And if you're not doing that, you will run into what we call a guardrail. Now, these guardrails are a lot weightier than they appear. They are a lot stronger than you may think. Proverbs 16:7 says, "The highway of the upright avoids evil, and he who watches his way preserves his life." In other words, the guy who is upright stays within these guardrails that God has established. And you may say, well, what is a guardrail? Well, in Deuteronomy 22:8, God instructs this: when you build a house, you must put a railing around the flat roof, so if someone falls off, they cannot accuse you of murder. In other words, the people were instructed to build guardrails in the domicile where they lived. In the same way, men, we have to build guardrails around our homes and our families to make sure that we live above reproach, to make sure that our life is blameless, to make sure that our life is upright. Here's the purpose of a guardrail. A guardrail directs, protects, and absorbs impact. So when you begin to get off course, it will redirect you. It will protect you from a fall. It will absorb the shock or the impact instead of you going over the edge and experiencing a real bad situation. You know, Psalm 119:105 says this, and I love this verse when I'm out here hiking in the wilderness. It says, "Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." You see, God's word directs us, protects us, absorbs the impact so we don't have to. It is God's word where we see these guardrails are built. Here's my rule when it comes to guardrails: stay as far away from the edge as possible. A lot of times people will creep up to the edge and see how close they can get. And we're saying, man, do not do that. Build guardrails into your life. Build guardrails around your wife. Build guardrails around your children, and stay as far away from the edge as possible. You're going to love today's meeting as you dive into the 10 marriage-saving guardrails. And guys, remember, when a man gets it, everyone wins. When he doesn't, everyone loses. So get out of the anonymous bleachers and get into the arena today. God bless you. Have a great study.